And welcome back to the channel. On this video, actually I should get off the bike for a minute and show you what I'm riding here. I will do that right here. Okay. Let's hop off for a second and show you that I am riding the Ride One Up Cafe Cruiser, as you see it right there. And on this video, I want to talk about seniors and riding an e-bike and how I think it's an excellent way to get yourself back out on a bike if you haven't been out in quite a while, or if you want to keep going with a bike and still want to ride. So let's talk about it. So this bike right off the bat has a kind of a mid-step here. It's not completely step over, but it's kind of a step over, but a little bit down. It's a little bit less than a complete step over. But I would probably recommend for a lot of folks to get the step through, and that's what I myself would choose, because that way you don't have to throw your leg over the bike. But yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about seniors though and riding an e-bike. I think it's a great way for those of us that are getting a little bit older and still want to ride. I mean, myself, I'm 60 years old, and I get out here and ride, and I ride both a throttle bike and a pedal bike, e-bike, which this one is, and I love to, this is my favorite one to pedal. The thing you might want to look out for, if you're when I say senior, and I'm talking about those folks particularly that are 55 and over. There's no reason why we all can't get out there and enjoy a bike ride, and there's a lot of benefits to riding. And I would say, if you've never been on an e-bike before, get out and try one, and I will guarantee you that you will love it and get hooked. The first time I rode an e-bike was the Rad Rover 4 that I purchased several years ago now, and honestly, I didn't know what to expect. I had never ridden an e-bike before, but it sounded good. I like the idea of having the assistance. And I have always been a bike lover all my life growing up, riding bikes, traditional bikes. And so I got that Rad Rover 4, and I'll tell you, I was very impressed. I did not expect it to be as much fun even as it was. I mean, I know all bikes are fun to ride, but this gave me a completely different perspective for sure. I literally felt like Superman when I was riding. It was so awesome. The extra little assistance that it gives you, you can go a longer distance, you can go on hills more than before, you know. Even as a kid, I remember growing up and really despising any hills that were coming up ahead, you know, and you'd pedal that thing with all your might to get up the hill. The bikes these days, though, with the assistance of the motor, makes it a nice assist in helping you ride, and you're going to love it too. The other thing is, you're going to want to go out and do a ride, and you'll want to just quickly go again for another ride, because it's that much fun. You know, you can't wait to get on your next ride. And there's a few things that I would look out for though. I would try to buy a bike, especially if it's your first bike. And if you have any balancing issues, I would suggest either getting a very lightweight, like this bike I'm on now, the Ride One Up Cafe Cruiser, is really nice. 65 pounds is the weight. It sounds like a lot, but it's not. 65 pounds, and the weight is well distributed. It's not like it's front heavy, back heavy, or anything like that. It feels pretty good all around. I think it's well balanced, and that's why it feels less heavy to me. And the nice thing about this bike too is that you have a quick release on the seat where you can just undo that release there and be able to lift your seat up to whatever height you want or down. I've got it down pretty low because I'm only 5'9". I'm not the tallest guy in the world. And I like personally to have my feet on, be able to touch the ground when I come to a stop, to be able to balance my bike. I don't want to be, even on my tippy toes. I guess I can do it. I've done it before. But my preference is to have my feet flat on the ground. But yeah, it's an awesome thing. The feel of riding a bike, I don't know, it just feels like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just a joy, a pleasure. And if you do decide, and you've not had a bike before, to purchase a bike, I would suggest getting a Class 2 over a Class 1. And the reason why is because Class 1 is pedal assist only. There's no throttle. And as you just saw there, I use the throttle from a stop to get myself going, so I don't have to pedal from the start. That way I can leave my gears at where I have it set. And my pedal assist level right now is at 3. See, I'll give it about a couple of seconds, 3 or 4 seconds, and then I start pedaling. It gives me better balance off the start. And you don't have to work hard to get the bike going, you know, for that first few seconds. You just have the throttle do it for you. And then you can go ahead and start pedaling. So I'm going to change this back to 8th gear. I like it in the highest gear, so it's more difficult to pedal, but when you're going at a little bit faster speed, you're not ghost pedaling, really. Like at this speed here, if I get going much faster than 18, it will almost start to ghost pedal, and I don't like that. I like a little bit of resistance. And it's hard to find a bike that doesn't do the ghost pedaling, and it'd be nice to be able to go the faster speed without having to worry about the ghost pedaling. But I have it in the assist level 3. I could turn it down to pedal assist 2, but 3 is my favorite on this bike. It's right there where you go close to right around 20 miles an hour, 18 miles an hour, and it's a nice, easy, comfortable pedal. But yeah, e-bikes don't discriminate. I was going to mention too that if you do have issues with balancing, as we talked about a bit earlier, first of all, I would recommend, like I say, getting a lighter weight bike. And then I would also if you have balancing issues, and even any kind of two-wheeler is going to be difficult for you, I would suggest getting a trike. So if you have the trike, the 3 wheels, that eliminates the need to balance the bike. You just have to concentrate on riding the bike, and all the worries of balancing are gone. Now, the few trikes that I've ridden, the trickiest part about trikes, I would say, is the steering. So it takes a little bit of getting used to. I'm so used to riding a two-wheeler and having the balance of the two wheels and then leaning a little bit into your turn and all. You don't do that on a trike. Honestly, I haven't ridden a trike enough to get totally used to it, but I don't think it would take that long to get used to riding one. And like I say, if you have any balancing issues at all, that's a good way to compensate and still be able to ride. Just get yourself a three-wheeler. But yeah, we're coming into the spring now. We're just days away from April here, and we're going to see a lot more e-bikes in the near future coming out, and I think this is going to be a big year. Each year, the past 3 or 4 years, ever since COVID, I would say, seems like I'm seeing more and more e-bikes every year, and I assume this year will be no different. And we'll see more even out there now. It's a great way to get around, be it for commuting or just pleasure riding or any other. It's a good, there's some good health benefits in it too. You just keep your legs moving, your blood is pumping, you're not overexerting with the electric bike. And in some cases you can actually join up with some groups and do a ride. There's several, I've seen several senior groups. I think there's one even somewhere in my area, I believe. There's a senior group. I have not ridden in that, but there is. You just got to have the right time to do it, and a lot of times it might be on a day that I can't do it, so yeah, I would, if you're getting a bike for the first time, I would suggest just riding it around in your local area, your neighborhood, and getting used to it. And you're going to find out really quickly, if you're used to riding a traditional bike and then going to the electric bike, how much more area distance you cover, and quickly. You know, it covers a lot of ground. You can knock down the miles pretty quickly on an electric bike. It's totally awesome. And I highly recommend anybody to try. If you get a chance, try one. You're going to love it. I have yet to hear anyone I've questioned on, I say, if they're riding for the first time, I always like to question them and ask them, how did you like it? Every single person I've spoken to, I've never heard anyone say otherwise than absolutely loving it. So, pretty good bet that you're going to say the same thing. And like I say, we're coming into spring, and I think we're going to get more riders out there, and I hope we see more riders, senior riders. And I'm seeing more and more of them all the time, and hopefully you're the next one I see out there. And we'll give you a wave if we see you. All right, well, that's going to do it for this video. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, just hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much. If you want to be notified as to when the next video comes up on the channel, just hit that notification bell. And if you want to comment on this video or any other videos that you've seen on the channel, go ahead and leave that in the comments below. Once again, thank you for joining me on this video. And until next time, be safe, everyone, and keep your wheels on the road. See you later.